Wow. Okay, are you ready for this? President Turnip Brain just said this, and don't take my word for it. Look it up yourself if you don't believe me. But he just said this when addressed with the question of, aren't you concerned that all these Republican men might start a rebellion and they have all the guns? Start a rebellion because of legislation like legalizing grown men that are gender confused, being able to follow little 9-year-old girls into bathrooms and can't be stopped because it's legal, along with a slew of other legislation that's immoral and against God and nature. But the point is this. He was asked, if this rebellion started, aren't you concerned because they have all the guns? And he said this. Are you sitting down? He said, they need to remember that if they do that, I have all the F-15s and the nuclear bombs. The F-15s and the nuclear bombs. That's what he said, out of his own mouth. Okay, well, what Captain McSniffy forgot about, or doesn't know because he's retarded, is that if something like that, God forbid, ever took place, the first thing that would happen is the military, most of them would defect. They don't prescribe to his philosophy because they're patriotic. They don't like weak national security. They don't like him getting bitch smacked by Putin, open borders, without vetting people, and on and on. So the bottom line is they would never attack another American citizen. They would defect. So he wouldn't have pilots for his F-15s. He couldn't use his nuclear bombs because it takes more than just him to dispatch those. Furthermore, the defections would certainly take place because I'm a historian buff. And like General Lee defected to the Confederates, and I would argue that he was the best general in that conflict. I didn't agree with this philosophy, but he was the best tactician, military genius in that conflict. He worked with far less and achieved far more. Honorable patriotic men would defect. He wouldn't have any of that. So he'd be stuck with a bunch of man bun wearing, White Claw drinking, little sissy boys with no guns. God help us. MAGA to the bitter end.